Hello, YouTube. Welcome to my channel, Marriage, Politics, and Sports. All Payne here. I want to introduce you to Representative Byron Donalds. He's a Republican. He's in Florida, but he's not one of these black buffoons that people so readily dismiss as a Democrat. As the Democrats like to do to black Republicans. This brother might be one of the futures of the party. As you all well know, that I'm a divester from the Democrat Party. I actually come as close to hating the people in the Democrat Party at the leadership than I ever have. And I don't hate anybody. I think they've been using us, they've been abusing us, they've been keeping us in this thought process of victimization, this ultimate liberalism, this rainbow coalition bullshit. They're for castrating little kids. They're for all kinds of. They're for war. They're for genocide in Israel. They're for in Gaza. They're for all these kind of things that, as black people, we should be against. We're mostly in our hearts. We're mostly conservative. This liberalism that they keep forcing on us that we're victims is something that keeps black folks in control. Fear of racism. And, that's the last thing we should be afraid of anymore. That's what I'm thinking. We've been through slavery. We've been through Jim Crow. We've been through the massacres in Tulsa, Oklahoma, the buried towns, the redlining, the lynching, all of the kind of things that they have done against us to keep us down in the short 160 years. Here we are, CEOs, engineers, doctors, nurses, plumbers, electricians, all because based on our merits and our drive to stay alive, not because we vote for these bastards in the Democrat Party. So as many of us as we can, this is 2024, we need to come out and show and prove and divest from the party. We need to abandon these bastards. Right. And, even if we get it down to 40, 50%, give away Michigan, give away all those states that they take so much advantage of us. I don't care if the Republicans win. I don't care if you vote for the Republicans. Just don't vote for the Democrat. They need to, if they want us back, they need to be licking the shit off of our boots. That's what I think. That's what I believe. How many years have they been taking advantage of our vote and giving us nothing in return? So listen, I'm introducing you to this guy, Byron Donalds, not because I want you to be a Republican. It's because I want you to think more independent, that this guy could be the face of the new Republican Party, where black people who are conservative can start to make inroads to make that party a better party. Something that's inclusive of us as black folks without making us look like we're victims. So, like, share, subscribe to my channel. Don't listen to me. Listen to other folks who are leaving the Democrat Party. And, especially for men. I'm not really talking to women because, there's too much in it for them to be Democrats because they get coddled to. Some of them are starting to wake up to say, listen, if our men go, so do we. And I appreciate those sisters. But there's too many of them who are tied because of the benefits of being a victim, the benefits of DEI, the benefits of being aligned with the alphabet community, the benefits of anything goes, and reaffirming surgery for babies and small children who are not old enough to understand what they want. The laws in California that are destructive. The illegal immigration that's coming in, and they're trying to change the words to some bullshit that don't make sense because they want to replace you, and they're taking your tax dollars to do it. So listen, we got to get out of this party. We got to leave these bastards, man, behind. We got to make them hurt at the polls. We have to. This is the year. This is the year for us to do it. Anyway, so I'm going to let you listen to this guy. This is a brother I think we need to talk to. And he's one of them. There's many more. He's not the Tim Scotts. He's not these idiots that they put in front of us as these black buffoons. This guy has something with him. There's something behind his eyes, right? There's something behind his eyes that's worth listening to. He's a young man. He understands that we don't need to be sitting down there groveling at the feet of bastards like Biden and his ilk. So here, listen to this. Okay. Listen to how he handles himself in the onslaught of this liberal chick.
Former President Trump spoke at the Black Conservative Federation Gala in South Carolina. Some, including the White House, have said portions of his comments were racist and divisive. Let's take a listen.
Black conservatives understand better than most that some of the greatest evils in our nation's history have come from corrupt systems that try to target and subjugate others to deny them their freedom and to deny them their rights. You understand that. I think that's why the black people are so much on my side now, because they see what's happening to me happens to them.
And joining us now is Republican Representative Byron Donalds, who represents Florida's 19th Congressional District. Congressman, thank you so much for joining us. You were there that night in the room. I have to just ask you directly, I mean, did you find anything cringeworthy at all that the former president said?
No, I didn't. And I think it's important for people to understand. President Trump gave a 1.5-hour speech that night. Everybody's bringing up the one sentence that he made. But bigger than what he said in that clip are all of the issues associated with the policies of Joe Biden. Yeah, some people are saying, well, you know what? If the government's going to go after Donald Trump like this, how bad could he be, considering how terrible the Biden administration has been at actually doing the job of running this country?
I've heard that some in the room said that they thought it was a joke. Do you think it's funny to poke fun at the injustices that many black people endure in our criminal justice system?
Look, I think the way you're trying to take this is that he was making fun of what happened to other people. That is not the case. I think the president was bringing up the fact that, yes, he is being targeted because he's a Republican running for the White House. Let's be perfectly clear. That's why he's being targeted. Highlighting this one clip from a 1 hour and 30-minute speech. I wish Joe Biden would give a 1 hour and 30-minute speech. I'd be interested to see what he would say.
Well, it's not just that clip. I mean, he also said, these lights are so bright in my eyes, I can't see people. I can only see the black ones. I can't see any white ones. That's not beyond the pale for you? Is there anything that he could say that you might condemn or say, you know what, that was a little bit inappropriate?
So look, I was on the stage when he said it. Everybody in the room was laughing. He was joking. It's allowed to, it's okay to crack a joke and be sarcastic. How about you take the comments that Joe Biden said when he was on the Breakfast Club almost 4 years ago, saying that if you didn't vote for him, that you aren't black. I found that very offensive.
And we analyzed that as well at the time. But this is what just happened freshly over the weekend. And last thing on that, and I will move on, but I'm just curious if you can understand why some black people may have found the former president's comments this weekend offensive.
Well, look, I will say if you play the clip and take it out of context, which the media is prone to do, you might find it to be that way. But as somebody who was on the stage, literally, I was 5 feet away from the president while he was making his entire remarks. Most of the comments by President Trump that night were talking about healing this country, healing it economically, healing the divisions in our country, securing our border, actually having a sound foreign policy, having sound leadership in the White House. I wish you guys would report that.
You've said before Donald Trump is being targeted unfairly by DAs and by the Department of Justice. Trump, as we know, has been accused of a broad range of crimes, from trying to retain power by, in part, fomenting an attack on the Capitol, to illegally keeping classified documents, to election interference. Do you think that all 91 of the criminal charges that he currently faces are politically motivated?
I absolutely do. I mean, look, let's start with Georgia. First of all, in Georgia, any candidate is allowed to call the Secretary of State and try to find a way to have the election results come out in their favor. Every candidate, if they wanted to, could challenge the election results. That is not illegal. That's part of our democracy. That's part of the process. I think this RICO charge, RICO is reserved for cartels, for organized crime, not for people who have questions about an election. I laid out the case for why these cases are bogus. I believe the American people agree with me.
Lastly, Congressman, would you rule out being Trump's vice president pick?
No, I would not rule it out. I think, look, our country, in spite of the problems that have been caused by Joe Biden and the Democrats, we have a great country. I just want to do everything I can to help get our country back on track. That's why I ran for Congress. That's why I serve in the House of Representatives today, because I believe the best years of our country are ahead of us. It'd be an honor to serve in any capacity to make sure that we're back to America First principles.
Congressman Byron Donalds, we thank you so much for your time. Appreciate it.
Then let me stop it right there. And let's just go back. I like what he had to say. This guy comported himself very well. I think, we need to look at more Black Republicans like that, not because you want to be a Republican, because I think most of us should be independent. But we need to get away from just giving our votes to one party. They have not done us well. Our inner cities are shit. There's crime running rampant. Black men and Black women hate each other almost. It's time to move away from the policies that are keeping us down, the policies of victimization, the policies of anything goes, the policy of Rainbow Coalition, the policies of gender affirming care, of unfettered eugenics, of war and death and destruction and taxpayer waste. We need to get away from that. And we can't do that in the Democrat Party. So I'm saying, if anything I can do to move any Black people, at least one, I don't care how many, away from just giving out votes blindly to these bastards, I will have accomplished something. RP, marriage, politics, and sports, over and out.